What if I told you that relying on AdSense or being paid by YouTube is the reason why you're broke? I know that's offensive. I know that's going to hurt your heart and hurt your feelings, but stay with me for a second. Right now, there are a ton of people telling you and talking to you about YouTube automation. They're telling you that the best way to be successful is to just create content on YouTube and then get paid by the platform. But I think that is a terrible idea. I think that is a very short-sighted idea, and it's very limiting if you make a mistake, right? If you make one mistake or a couple mistakes learning, you can run the risk of being demonetized. You can run the risk of having your account shut down, or worst case scenario, and what happens most, is you just don't get any views and you're frustrated, stuck, and angry. I know that when I first got started creating content and trying to make money on YouTube, I was trying to chase the algorithm, like so many people do, and you wind up frustrated and angry, and you wind up comparing yourself to other creators of different sizes, saying my content is at least as good as theirs. Why am I not making money? So in this video, we are going to talk about 5 reasons why relying on AdSense is keeping you broke. And then I'm going to give you some ideas of what you should do instead. Number 1, when you rely solely on AdSense, you are focusing only on views. You are doing things that essentially usually aren't in the best interest of the customer. And when you focus on views, you are chasing the algorithm. You are creating content that, in my opinion, is kind of short-sighted, which leads me to a problem that we'll talk about in just a moment. But I think I think that not all views are good views. Could I create videos where I'm just making videos and content like everyone else for the views? Yeah, but at the end of the day, you are competing against other people instead of carving out your own niche and carving out your own space. What I think you should be doing instead, and we'll get into that a little bit later, is carving out your own niche and finding clients and customers, which will give you the ability to get views in the short term, but make money over the longer period of time. A lot of people don't realize that you should look at YouTube like a business. And most businesses, most successful businesses, make money from their customers over and over and over again. Whereas a lot of these YouTube gurus, while they're making money off of you over and over again, they want you to focus on being short-sighted, focusing on the viewer of today and not the customer of tomorrow. Number 2, focusing on the right type of views. Now, this is really important. I think this is a big problem with the YouTube Partner Program. Not all viewer is created equal. And what I mean by that is if you are focused only on AdSense, you are trying to target people in essentially 5 countries: United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and then maybe even Ireland, because those people pay the highest CPMs. The drawback to that is there are customers all over the world. Money is everywhere. And if you're only focusing on the right type of viewer, you are missing out on a ton of opportunity, which would potentially set you up in a great position in the long term. People in Malaysia have money. People in Indonesia have money. Money is abundant. And when you focus on the viewer and not AdSense, you realize that there's a lot of money out there and a lot of people that are willing to work with you to give you some of that money. The other problem with focusing on the right type of viewers is that the viewer demographic changes. So you're constantly chasing the algorithm, trying to figure that out. The amount of money that you make will go up and down depending on the season, and of course go up and down depending on what's going on in that country. For example, here in the United States, we are facing economic pressure. And when the United States faces economic pressure, they're least likely to buy stuff. They're least likely to want to spend a bunch of time on YouTube, and you can see the changing demographics and dynamics, and you can lose out on money and opportunity. So a huge problem, I think, is you wind up focusing on, quote unquote, the right type of viewer, where I think all viewers are valuable, and I think there's opportunity worldwide. Number 3 is you waste time trying to go viral. Oftentimes, in my experience, when you try and go viral, you don't actually get it, and you wind up frustrated, stuck, and angry. And what happens is you are constantly checking the analytics. You wind up not going viral, and then you feel like you've got to make another video to try and go viral again. You are trying to trick, you're trying to trick the consumer or the viewer into watching longer. That's why, I don't know if you've noticed this, but over the last 5 to 6 years, a lot of content has just been kind of shit, right? Every 3 seconds, something is changing on the screen. It's like people are constantly like, look over here, look over here, look over here. No, look over here, look over here, look over here, to keep you hanging on for the long term. And that is not great for the end user. The attention spans are getting shorter. People are getting frustrated and tired. And I think the pendulum is actually swinging back the other way. And virality comes in making quality content where you connect with the customer. But one of the issues that I think that a lot of people are running into is you're constantly trying to go viral, or realizing that the only way to make a decent amount of money on YouTube is by going viral. And so you kind of start drifting into the shit spam content sector. I don't normally like to cuss on YouTube, but it's the only way that I can explain it. Another issue that you wind up running into is you wind up running into the chasing trends problem. You find yourself making video after video where you are hunting down trending topics all over YouTube. You are looking constantly on Twitter and other platforms to figure out what's going viral, and then you're trying to chase that exact same trend where it comes off inauthentic. I think it comes off kind of problematic, and it forces you to get on that content hamster wheel where you're just making brainless, soulless content again and again and again. And what I've noticed is the YouTube gurus, they will essentially tell you, follow a bunch of channels that are within your niche. When the videos go viral, look and see what videos go viral. And the best way to do it is to look at the videos that have done or performed well within the last 3 to 6 months, and then make the same version of that video. Change a few things here or there. For example, if a video that's gone viral, the video is titled like 10 things that they don't tell you about the Baltic War, right? You might make a video about 15 things they don't tell you about the Baltic War, or 15 things they don't tell you about the Baltic War that happened in the US. You try and piggyback hard off of what already worked, and you're, again, chasing trends, you're trying to go viral, and then you wind up on the content hamster wheel. So those are the 5 reasons why relying on AdSense is keeping you broke. But here's what you should do instead. Step number 1, identify an audience. You could, in fact, use the same audience that you've already started with, but identify one audience. Identify and commit to helping one group of people at a time. Once you've identified an audience, you are simply going to identify the questions that they're asking. And the best way to do this is to go up to the search bar and start typing in keywords that are related to your audience. If you don't know the keywords related to your audience, go to Google or go to ChatGPT and type in, my audience is this, or my niche is this. Can you give me a list of 10 or 15 keywords that are related to this audience or niche? Once you have these keywords, you're going to type the seed keyword into YouTube, and then you're going to put in an underscore and then go through each letter of the alphabet so you can get an idea of the questions that people are actually asking. Once you have an idea of the questions that people are asking, you simply create content to answer those questions. For example, a lot of people are asking like how to start Amazon FBA. Is Amazon FBA still worth it? They're asking tons of questions. How to start an online business. You can create content answering that question. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to start an online business. Here are 5 reasons why I think Amazon FBA is or isn't worth it. Once you do that, you can build a mailing list. And you build a mailing list by giving away what's called a lead magnet or a freebie. That's a tiny digital product that someone is willing to pay for, and they will give it to you in exchange for their name and their email address. You can create this freebie on Canva. You can do a mini course. The freebie might even just be, I'm going to send you an email newsletter every single week. But once you have that mailing list, you can then sell them stuff. The stuff that you can sell them are digital products that you create for free or in Canva, or a mini course, or a private label right product. You can sell them affiliate offers. Maybe you are in the YouTube content creators niche. You could be an affiliate for this microphone join Amazon Associates, which is the affiliate wing, and tell them that the benefit of using this is that they can create content on the go. They can pick up their camera, go for a walk, and continue to create content and create vlog style content. You can sell them stuff. And then once you have a list of buyers, sell those buyers more stuff. It really is as simple as that. And when you do that, you don't have to worry about chasing views. In fact, my views are down on this account, but I'm not overly concerned because I've got systems in place on the back end that allow me to continuously make money. You don't have to worry about the right type of viewers. I have people on my mailing list from all over the world. They may not buy the most expensive stuff, but they'll still buy potentially lower ticket items and try and make it work. That is not something that you could do if you are just focusing on the top tier or developed countries. I don't worry about going viral. I create content to actually help people solve a problem and generally be helpful. When you do that, you build a deeper connection with your audience, and your audience will know, like, and trust you so that when you actually make a recommendation, they feel comfortable buying because they say, I trust Alston. Then I don't worry about chasing trends. Chasing trends was something that I tried to do years ago and failed. But when you can create content, when you answer questions, your content is evergreen. Let's say, for example, this video gets 20 views a day, every day for the next 5 years. If we just did the math, 20 times 365, that comes out to, let's say that comes out to 7,300 views a year. And if we multiplied that by 5, you are looking at close to 40,000 views. Now, if you did that, let's say 3 to 5 times per week, that starts to add up. However, when you are chasing trends and trying to go viral, the viral videos have a very limited shelf life, and then they're no longer relevant. Create content that is what's called evergreen. That is going to be relevant today, tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year, and you'll be much more happier, and you won't have to constantly jump on the content hamster wheel. And like I said, you'll be happier, you'll be able to sell stuff, and you'll build a deeper connection with the audience. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you believe that you're relying on AdSense? Do you think that I'm wrong? Do you think AdSense has been a very profitable opportunity for you? Do you think I'm full of smoke, blowing smoke out of my ears just to make a video? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I know that this is a hot topic when it comes to creating content and being successful on YouTube, because a lot of gurus out there, which coincidentally are selling you a course, they're telling you to just jump on AdSense. A lot of these people that are talking about faceless YouTube and faceless automation, they want you to monetize with AdSense, all while they're selling you a course doing exactly what I'm telling you to do. So just real quick, I won't belabor the point at all, but the gurus that are telling you to make money with AdSense, they have identified an audience. That audience is a group of people that want to start YouTube automation, make money on YouTube. They create videos where they answer a question, how to monetize history channels or how to create faceless AI history channels. Then they simply answer those questions. They build a mailing list, either selling you a digital product or giving away a step-by-step checklist to create your first 10 AI YouTube channels. And then they sell you their membership, they sell you their course and lifetime access. So they're actually doing what I'm telling you to do, but they're telling you to do something different. Tell me what you think about that. Also, comment down below, 14-minute club. This is one of my shorter videos of the last few weeks, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.